Okay, so in this video we will learn about adapter design pattern. Okay, so before directly going to definition or anything else, first we will see what is the problem, and what is the problem we are facing, and what problem will adapter design pattern will solve. So for this we will use one example. So let's read the requirement for this example. So requirement is, we have weather stations installed across city, and which returns data in XML format. Okay, and our application uses this XML data and displays weather information to users. Okay, so let's write code for this. Okay, so let me create first one interface, right? Weather provider. Okay, weather provider, which provides weather data. Okay, and it has only one method, get weather, which will return data in XML format. Okay, so let's take string as output, get weather data. Okay, okay, now let's create one class. Let's create weather station. Okay, weather station class. So this weather station class is existing weather station that we have installed, right? So it implements weather provider. Okay, let me implement method. It returns weather data in XML format. Okay, so I already have some data in XML format, so let me copy this. Okay, okay, so weather station provides weather data in XML format, right? Now to use this weather station we must write client code, right? So let's write client code. So let's give name as a weather dashboard. Okay, now it uses weather station. Okay, so let's write private final weather provider. Okay, and let's create constructor for this weather provider. Weather provider, right? Now it has only one method to display the weather data to users. Okay, so let's write this method, display weather data. Okay, so what it does, it just prints weather data. Okay, so to get weather data it has to call get weather data from weather provider. Okay, so see here our client code, weather dashboard, interacts with weather provider, not with weather station directly. Okay, so I don't know which weather status, which weather station is providing data. Okay, so let's call this from here weather dashboard. Weather dashboard is equal to new weather dashboard. We need to pass weather provider in this, so we have only one weather provider right now, that is weather station. Okay, and let's call the method on this. Okay, and let me run the code. Okay, so see here we have XML data, weather data like city, temperature, humidity, wind speed. Okay, okay, so first also so this is our existing setup, right? And we have no issue with this. Now let's draw class diagram for our existing code. Okay, so let's say we have one interface which is weather provider, right? And it has one method, get weather data, right? Okay, now we have one client, okay, which uses this weather provider. Okay, so this is weather client is weather dashboard. Okay, it has weather provider as a member, right? Weather provider as a member, and one method display weather data, right? Now we have one weather station, okay, existing weather station which provides weather data in XML format. Okay, So let's write this weather station. Okay, which is also same method, get weather data, which returns weather data in XML format. Okay, so let's define relationship between all these three. Okay, so weather dashboard uses weather provider, right? So it has a, or we can say weather dashboard has a weather provider. Okay, so it is an has a relationship. So let's define this relationship by using different arrows. Okay, so it has a weather provider. Okay, now weather station implements weather provider. Okay, so as it is an interface, we need to do by dotted line and this. Okay, okay, so weather station implements weather provider. Okay, so this is our existing code. Okay, now also we can give name like this is our client and this is our target interface. So client expects this interface. Okay, now this was working fine. This is our existing setup. Okay, now what happens, our vendor upgrades with weather station and new weather station returns data in JSON format. So now we will use both weather station, JSON and new weather station as well as old weather station, right? So okay, so let me write one class. Okay, let's create one class. Sorry. Okay, so this modern weather station which provides weather data in JSON format, right? And let me write this like SDK. Okay, so this is a library provided by vendor, so we cannot change the code of this. Okay, so this is a third party library. So let me write here, this is a third party library. Okay, and we cannot modify the code. Okay, now it has one method, fetch weather data JSON. Okay, so it has one method, fetch weather data JSON, which returns weather data in JSON format. Okay, and this is a third party library provided by vendor for new weather stations. Okay, now our client can only interact with weather provider type. Okay, and this is something else, and this is also returning data in JSON format, but our client expects data in XML format. Okay, so what we will do, how we will configure this in our application, like we have to maintain this existing code, and also we need to give some way to client to interact with this third party library. Okay, so this can be achieved by adapter design pattern. Okay, so to make this and this compatible, we need to create one class which is called adapter class. Okay, so let me write modern weather station SDK adapter. Okay, now this is our adapter class. Now this adapter class, what we will do, this adapter class. Okay, what we'll do, this adapter, we will make this adapter class to also implement the weather provider. Okay, so it has to override this method, right? This should be dotted. Okay, so it has to override this method, right? And adapter will wrap this third party app. Okay, so what we will do, we will give modern weather station SDK as a field. Okay, as a field here. Okay, wait. Okay, now what we will do, we will make get weather data to call fetch weather data JSON, then convert this JSON data to XML and then return. Okay, so this method will do, this method will call third party library, and convert that JSON data into XML and returns to our client. Okay, so we need to define relationship between these two, right? So it has a composition relationship, we can say has a relationship, right? So modern weather station SDK adapter uses modern weather station SDK, right? So we can define it with this set. Okay, using has a relationship. This should be okay like this. Okay, and this is called adapting. Okay, so this is whole class diagram. Okay, so let's write code for this. Okay, so now we have third party library which is modern weather station station SDK. Okay, this is our third party library and we cannot change or modify this code. Okay, so it has one method, string fetch weather data JSON. Okay, I have JSON data also, so let me copy from this, sorry, this. Okay, so okay, so this returns weather data in JSON format. Okay, now we need to create, this is third party C and we can't change this. Okay, now we need to create adapter class. Okay, so modern weather station SDK adapter. Okay, now this class needs to implement weather provider, right? So let's implement method of this weather provider. Now what we will do, we will also give modern weather station SDK class object here so that it can use the modern this third party libraries method, right? So let's give this private final modern weather station SDK, modern weather station SDK, and let's first create constructor for this adapter. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, now what we will do, first we need to we'll fetch we will call this API and we'll get JSON data. So let's do this modern weather station SDK dot fetch weather JSON data. Okay, so we have JSON data here. Okay, now we need to convert this JSON data to XML. Okay, so let me create one function which converts JSON to XML. Okay, this code is like I'm not using any library and I'm just this is very fragile code and nobody should use it, but for the demo purposes I'm using this code. Okay, so this is convert JSON to XML. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll return convert JSON to XML and we'll pass JSON here. Okay, so we got weather data in JSON format and then we have written this to in XML format. Okay, now let's do one thing. Okay, so let me write main code again. Weather dashboard, let's say 1 is equal to new weather dashboard, and let's first pass old weather station, right? Okay, and let's call weather dashboard 1 dot display weather data. Okay, now let's say we want to use new weather station. Okay, so weather dashboard 2 is equal to new weather provider, and we need to pass new adapter here, and in adapter we need to pass a library class, right? So SDK here, weather station SDK here, and weather dashboard 2 dot display weather data. Now let me run the code. So see, in both the cases we got XML data from old as well as from new weather station. Okay, this is modern weather station adapter. So Okay, so let's go to this and understand some more things about adapter design pattern. So adapter design pattern needs to be used when we cannot change third party library code, and we need to make it compatible to the existing code. Okay, so then only you should create an adapter. Okay, and the definition for this adapter is when there are two incompatible interface and one of side cannot be changed, we can introduce one adapter class which will make this interface to, or this two interface, or I mean a third party interface can work with the existing interface. Okay, so this is all about this video. Okay, thank you for watching.